Many thanks for joining another episode of Just Nigeria, brought to you by the BBC and Channels Television. And here we track stories online in the news and dissect them. I am Wale Fakile. Now to a top story. Air transportation is the fastest mode of transportation, but in Nigeria, it's perhaps the slowest to board passengers. Week in, week out, flights are delayed or cancelled outright, leaving passengers stranded at airports. The flight delays are not peculiar to Nigerian airlines. Their management leaves much to be desired. In this story, Just Nigeria's Ayuba Iliya explores the causes of flight delays and your rights as passengers. Have a look.
If you travel by air in Nigeria, you most likely would have experienced a delayed flight or outright cancellation.
They just abandon you at the airport, nothing.
While flight delays or cancellations are sometimes inevitable, what happens before and afterwards is crucial to managing any inconvenience to passengers.
I didn't get a refund. They said it was against their policy, which is something I don't even understand.
Some tickets, for instance, are non-flexible tickets.
So what is really behind these flight delays, and how do you seek redress if you are affected? About 50% of scheduled flights in Nigeria will be delayed or cancelled, sometimes leaving passengers stranded and disillusioned. This is an experience Isaac Thomas knows too well. On one occasion, he lost out on a business opportunity.
It was 6:20 p.m. flight. We didn't leave Lagos until it was about 11:50 p.m. When we got to the airport, it was before I picked my baggage and everything. It was almost 1 a.m. and I had to spend the night at the airport.
What steps have you taken to seek redress in the aftermath of this incident?
I went to Servicom offices in 2 different airports. The offices were not open.
Isaac is one among millions of Nigerians with unpleasant flight experiences.
I've been to the airport a couple of times where my flight was postponed like 3 times, same day.
We were at the airport until 12 midnight. That was when our flight took off.
I had that flight delay and I had to lose the whole stuff. That involved a lot of money. At the end of the day, I had to miss about 10.4 million naira. I know what that is.
In December 2024, the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority (NCAA) indicated that 5,225 out of 10,805 flights were delayed in 2 months, with 190 cancellations within the period.
I've seen cases where they delay flights because of a VIP, and they say weather. But other aircraft are taking off. Yes, that's the same weather.
Several reasons have been advanced for delayed or cancelled flights, but for industry players, it is sometimes a choice between safety, business sustainability, and sticking to schedule.
Before you would embark on a flight, there are minimums in terms of weather minimums that must be obtained before you can proceed on such flights. So sometimes with this dust haze, you have visibility dropping well below the minimums for the equipment that are available at that particular airport. As such, you don't have a choice. You just have to delay your flight.
In Nigeria, we've had a capacity problem for a while, and this had existed before this administration came into power. But since we came, the Honorable Minister for Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, has achieved milestones by the signing of the IDERA and also, the Cape Town Convention Practice Direction. It means that more aircraft can now come into Nigeria. And so we are solving that capacity problem.
However, John Ojikutu believes that with more aircraft, existing poor traffic management and infrastructure gaps may spell disaster.
In this country today, we have 22 airports. If you look at the statistics, you discover that there are more passengers in one area than in the other area. Virtually all these airlines are operating from Lagos. Do you have enough space for them? When you get the airport congested, every flight wants to take off 7 o'clock in the morning. What are the facilities that are available? A situation like that, you must give slots. The airport operators must give slots.
As an operator, you're running a business, albeit aviation. So we have to also think that, why then do I want to fly out of somewhere else when my business or the money that I'm to make is in Lagos? I must say it's a thin line between managing your air traffic flow and also with the operators. Yes, there is congestion, but I think if our facilities are upgraded, then the air traffic controllers can handle this amount of traffic a whole lot better.
The Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority regulation provides that if a flight is being delayed, an airline company has a duty to provide passengers with reasons for the delay within 30 minutes after the scheduled departure time. After 2 hours of delay, provide refreshment and free calls, SMS or emails. Beyond 3 hours, reimburse or provide rerouting options. After 6 hours of delay, reimburse 25% of the passenger ticket price for domestic flights and 30% of passenger ticket price for international flights, or provide rerouting options, the arrival time of which does not exceed the scheduled arrival time of the flight originally booked. At a time beyond 10 p.m. till 4 a.m., provide transport and hotel accommodation to passengers. Refund passengers' ticket fare after cancellation or provide rerouting options, the arrival time of which does not exceed the scheduled arrival time of the flight originally booked. But if an airline can prove that delay or cancellation is caused by extraordinary circumstances, it shall not be obliged to pay compensation. These regulations look good on paper, but how are they enforced?
2024, we also achieved the highest number of ticket refunds and compensations in the history of the CAA. Airlines must comply with the 14-day time frame for refunds.
If there is a delay, the responsible authority must find out what is causing delay, especially if it is regular with a particular airline.
People who are involved in these airlines, who are involved in this, including the regulatory agencies who are made to make sure that these things don't happen, get away with all of these things because people don't even take it up.
Nigeria's Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Council (FCCPC) was set up with a mandate to receive complaints from Nigerians for poor services, investigate and ensure fair business practices. However, many Nigerians are either unaware or seem to have little or no faith in the process. In May 2024, the Commission said it received 3,000 complaints in 1 year. But before you approach the FCCPC, some steps are worth considering.
Every operator has a customer desk where you could go to and lay your complaints file for whatever claim it is that you are entitled to. Should you not feel satisfied with whatever it is you've gotten from the operator, then you can take it up with the NCAA Consumer Protection Unit.
The NCAA has a number of emails that passengers can send their complaints to. At every terminal in Nigeria, we have our QR codes that you can easily just scan and lead you to the portal you lodge your complaint. We are so far achieving a 65% case resolution record. It's the highest in the history of the Nigeria Civil Aviation.
Flight delays and cancellations are sometimes inevitable. However, for business sustainability, fair treatment of passengers is equally important in times of flight disruptions. Experts advise air travelers to read through terms and conditions for airline booking while maintaining that the government has a duty to ensure local airport facilities are at par with global standards for sustainable growth of the industry. Ayuba, Iliya, Gist, Nigeria.
Interesting conversation there. Now, have you recently experienced a flight delay? Share your story with us on X at Gist Nigeria TV. We would like to hear from you.